Oh, this isn't the Patriots game. What the hell just happened? Gotta be honest, Mac Jones is a friggin' bum. We hate him in my household. So we root for the Patriots, but we secretly hope they lose so Mac Jones can get fired. I can deal with the season of 0 wins as long as that bum is playing for the Jets next year, not the Bills. We don't want to upset our guests by talking trash about the Bills. Welcome, everybody. It's been a couple weeks since we've been live, and I'm sure you guys have been following the comment sections. There were nuptials, right? So got married, did the thing, wonderful wedding. It was friggin' awesome. You guys are the best. But we got a big video coming up today, and I haven't been live in a bit. And I was really waiting on like something good that I really wanted to talk about. And then I realized, auditing Erie County, great guy, right? For this community, he's like probably the last real one left. Like when you think about in the beginning, you had Gavin Syme, Josh Martinez, and now we have auditing Erie County. And when I tell you, if you haven't been following the story, guy files a lawsuit against the city, wins the lawsuit. He wins it, okay? He serves the city with the lawsuit. 4 of the people in the clerk's office that get served with the suit literally then file harassment charges against him. So now suing your government and holding them accountable is harassment. So we're going to go through some of that stuff. But first, the man.
What's going on, guys?
Man, you've been fucking going through it, huh?
I mean, I don't know. It's harassment to assert your rights and file a lawsuit, I guess.
It's funny that you're the only one that's actually being harassed, yet you're the one being charged with harassment. Listen, I get sometimes you sue a city and they're a little podunk town. They want to come back at you. You won this suit. What happened? What did the courts tell you when you found out you win? What did the city have to abide by?
So I filed a lawsuit for body camera footage that the chief of police said was derived for law enforcement purposes only. And we all seen enough body camera footage on the internet to know that was a total malarkey. And then the chief went on to quote that the reason that it's derived for law enforcement purposes, I can't have it, is because it may impede with a future investigation, pending investigation. And when we looked into it, and the chief wrote his affidavit for it, which I call out BS for that excuse because it's not going to fly with me. It's certainly going to fly with the fam. So we went ahead and sued him. The chief made his affidavits, and he says that the reason it's up there for affecting law enforcement purposes is that it would impede future investigations on crimes that haven't existed yet, that haven't happened in the future, because if he starts giving out body camera footage, people won't lie for him on affidavits, is what he pretty much said.
Well, that's what it really comes down to, right? So, folks, if you didn't pick up what Dan said at home, is that he's lying. The chief of police is lying, right? So,
I mean, he's either lying or he's a total idiot as far as understanding the law. I mean, it doesn't take much more than a YouTuber or a real scholar to understand that giving out the body camera impeding a law enforcement investigation, that would mean, like, say, somebody robbed the bank and they were wearing 2 gloves, and the body camera footage shows one of the gloves is still at the bank, and they give out the body camera footage. The guy might get rid of the other glove to impede the investigation, to criminate the guy because he still got the other glove. But it doesn't mean that in the future, for law enforcement purposes, that on a crime that hasn't even happened yet, that giving out body cameras is going to make people not.
Well, it's pretty much. I think that the guy was drunk one night, and they were all the cops are hanging out, and they were all home beating their wives and kicking their dogs. And then they saw the Minority Report, and they were like, "This is some good shit." Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you've heard what auditing Erie County has been going through. Put a 2 if you haven't. I'm going to play you a quick news clip of what's been going on to bring you guys up to date. Oh, yeah, guys, it was my birthday. Married the 15th, my birthday the 19th. A lot of shit's been going down. And this is my birthday present. I get to hang out with auditing Erie County. So if you guys don't, send him gifts, then you're terrible people. This one is mainstream media, and it is usually mainstream does a pretty good job to kill a story and to make it look like what we're doing is less than valuable. You know it's bad when mainstream media pretty much sticks up for what you do. Let's watch. What you guys take away from it?
My attorney said that she's never seen a news program defend the accused by the government, let alone take their side. But check this out, guys.
And topping the news at 4:30, some people think he's stirring up controversy for clicks and views. Others say he's providing a community service. Either way, Dan Warmus finds himself in a difficult situation these days. His First Amendment auditing activities in the city of Lockport are prompting accusations of harassment, which he denies.
News 4 Investigates takes a closer look at how these harassment charges, if they stand, could impact conditions of his federal probation. Luke Moretti has more.
I will never go down the wrong side of history. I'm not built like that. It's not going to happen. I will continue going at it. I will report the truth.
A defiant Daniel Warmus tells News 4 Investigates that his First Amendment auditing of government facilities will continue despite legal pitfalls all around him.
Yes, it does take emotional toll, and it takes a toll where I think to myself, should I give it up? Should I stop? Is it worth the prosecution that I could face? Is it worth having to stare down judges? And the answer is yes.
You see, Warmus's freedom could be at stake. The self-described accountability auditor is still on probation for his participation in the January 6th insurrection of the U.S. Capitol. His federal probation comes with special conditions, namely that if his audit activities result in charges of harassment or disorderly conduct, that could be considered a violation.
Now, guys, I'm not going to interrupt the video again, but I do want to point out something to you guys. There's only 2 charges that auditing Erie County could get hit with that would impact his probation. They just managed to choose those 2. Have you ever seen a video where the government railroaded somebody in such an obvious fashion? Watch this, because it makes that video look like nothing.
Throughout this process, I was at the clerk's office 4 times. It wasn't until they put that statute or that condition in my probation in effect that they decided to use it, that charge.
And Warmus could face several options, including incarceration.
And I'm not afraid. I'm not going to say prison is fun.
Yeah, nobody needs to ask permission for their First Amendment rights. You have to understand that, right?
Warmus runs the YouTube channel Auditing Erie County. He posts videos of his encounters at government facilities, testing constitutional protections, and then grading the interaction with a pass or fail.
What was the point in not giving that number out?
With 81,000 subscribers and counting, his stuff gets seen. Critics say Warmus, who considers himself a journalist, is out to get clicks and views by stirring up controversy and embarrassing government employees.
Why do you guys not have your body cameras on? What are these things for? So you can violate people's rights without being on video?
But Warmus says every audit subject receives the same treatment and that he very rarely cuts down video. And if he does, it's to keep it under an hour long.
But number one, I want the integrity. I don't want people to be like, well, he creates a controversy, then he just shows what you want to see. Right? That never happens with auditing Erie County. Now, if I wanted to have 200,000 subscribers, if I was there for clicks and views, the best way for me to do that would be to become an entertainment auditor, to cut down the videos, to not show past videos.
Yeah, I'm here to appeal the denied FOIA request.
His video recordings at Lockport City Hall over the summer are ruffling some feathers. 4 employees in the clerk's office filed harassment charges against him. Warmus, who's from Alden, denies harassing anyone and believes the city is retaliating against him for his Freedom of Information requests and a lawsuit he filed challenging the city's denial of those requests.
I don't see no harassment. My attorneys don't see no harassment. All I see is malicious prosecution, retaliation.
Media attorney Joseph Finnerty, who specializes in First Amendment matters, has been watching the Warmus case closely.
He has a right to be in a publicly open spot, particularly a spot that's opened by government for the people to come into.
According to the complaints filed by employees in the clerk's office, Warmus entered the building with a camera to film them, which caused them alarm.
He's there to do the people's business. He's there to oversee the conduct of government. And that's what journalists do. That's what citizen journalists do. And we all have a right to see how government operates.
Warmus filed a Freedom of Information request with the city of Lockport for police body camera footage stemming from a February recorded audit of a State Department of Labor office. Lockport police responded to the scene with body-worn cameras rolling, but the request was denied, then appealed by Warmus, and then denied again, prompting Warmus to sue the city. On the day the lawsuit was served, Warmus was there to record it.
My name's Samantha. I'm a process server. I'm just here to serve you with a lawsuit.
To show the public for educational purposes of, all the steps, including it. And I just simply filmed the lawsuit being served.
The city's attorney tells News 4 Investigates that during a recent appearance in court, there was substantial discussion about the lawsuit and a possible resolution. The attorney believes that the city and Warmus are near an amicable resolution on this matter.
All set?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm all set.
All right. Thank you.
An affidavit submitted by City of Lockport Police Chief Stephen Abbott states that he recommended that the city deny the Freedom of Information request because the records were compiled for law enforcement purposes and may be relative to a pending law enforcement investigation.
And they denied the body camera footage with the excuse that body camera footage is derived for law enforcement purposes, and there may be a future investigation, which no criminal activity happened that day. So that what criminal investigation could they be doing, I'm not sure.
First Amendment attorney Joseph Finnerty, who considers Warmus's audits journalism, says there's a history of government using certain tactics to chill reporting and accountability, whether it be a citizen or paid journalist pressing. In Warmus's case, he must now defend himself against harassment accusations brought by the city of Lockport, which Finnerty sees as a serious infringement on the right to examine government operations and records.
And I think that they are walking a very, very fine line between legality and illegality. And in this case, I don't think there's any question that they're on the wrong side of that line.
An attorney for Warmus tells News 4 Investigates in an email that he doesn't believe the court will see any violation of conditions in the video, and that he would be shocked if the judge hasn't viewed it already. Luke Moretti, News.
So let me tell you guys what's wrong with fucking society. Okay. Charges go against this dude, and they're very clear. They say that the reason that he's being charged with harassment is because he came in with a camera and that caused them alarm. So they got sued for chilling and completely terminating and violating his rights. He used his First Amendment activity to both record, engage in free press, and peacefully protest. He also gave used his First Amendment right to redress his grievances and sue the city for that violation. So they violate 3 of the 5 components of his First Amendment rights. They turn around and say that his camera and his lawsuit now caused them alarm. So what they've done in Lockport is they've criminalized the First Amendment. This is really fucking important for you people to take home. I don't care about swearing in these because these never get fucking monetized. That's not why I do this shit. These people are fucking shitbags. And every single one of you, you got a channel or you don't have a channel, you get your rights violated and you don't sue. This is what makes these cops more fucking emboldened. Auditing Erie County, something as simple as not getting a FOIL request, he sued. The Boston Police Department looks like they're not going to trial. They reached out to my lawyer, and over the next 2 weeks, I'm going in so they can settle. They can write all new policies. They can make this big statement about, how the officer was wrong and there should be new conditions placed on officers and new training. And then they can give me some ridiculous sum of money. And the cop didn't even put his hands on me. He grabbed my camera, he grabbed my wrist, but he didn't punch me or anything. For example, pigs under pressure. Pigs Under Pressure just lost in court for the same thing, right? For exhibiting a First Amendment constitutionally protected activity. Thank you very much, Joey. I'll go over the super chats at the end. Thank you. And this is the problem. We have 3 people right now between on panel and in the chat that are willing to go balls out, go to the hoop, and take these guys all the way to the end of the game, fourth quarter, right? When you don't challenge these guys and put it in fucking paper, it emboldens them to do what he's doing now. And he's not like, this guy has a day job, okay? He runs a business. He's a productive member of society. He doesn't have a crazy criminal record or any whatsoever. You know, like, he's out there doing what he's doing because he wants to hold government accountable. So because he walks into a public building holding a fucking camera, his rights are violated and he decides to redress his grievances and sue. They decide that your right, not just his, because they're making a fucking statement here. What they want is precedents. They want to make him the sacrificial lamb so they can bend you over and fuck you later. That's what they're fucking doing here. And you know what? Not for nothing. They want to fuck you. They should take you out to dinner first. And they're not even offering a coupon to Arby's. Lockport is fucked up in the fucking game. This is absolutely crazy. You should be as infuriated as I am. And then this guy is just sitting there like absolutely cool as a fucking cucumber. I don't like, good for you, man.
That attorney that was talking about Lockport is the First Amendment attorney in Western New York. He's the attorney for all the news stations, all the big papers. He's fired up. He's pissed that the First Amendment is being violated here. That's why that's who he was on the TV. He's one of the biggest First Amendment attorneys that covers out all the news organizations, and the big news stations are giving me press time here because they realize the writing's on the wall here. That, you know, they can do this to me, that means they could do it to the mainstream media too. So
well, you got 7 minutes.
These news programs are backing me as well.
You got 7 minutes. I think the most I've ever gotten as far as like on video news, I think I got like 3.5 minutes. They gave him 7. The mainstream media, listen, when the devil shows up to give God a hand in battle, you have to understand that the game is fucked up. And that's what they're doing because it's setting a very dangerous tone for the rest of us. This is the most important case in America on the internet right now as far as your freedoms and your liberties that Auditing Erie County is fighting. If you haven't subscribed to him, you're doing yourself and the rest of the community an injustice by not subscribing to him. Thank you, Orion. I'll go over them afterwards because he's being criminally charged for suing. They said his camera gave them alarm. Josh Martinez said it best years ago. A constitutionally protected activity cannot be converted into a crime. They get away with this. No one has a camera. No one gets to hold government accountable, which is fine because we all know the government's honest and the police are honest when they're not like beating their significant others. At least 40% of them, anyways.
I threw up a second video in the chat there. It's another news program, Channel 2 News, covered the story, the same thing. They're pissed as well.
So let's do this. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go into Auditing Erie County's video. But what I want to do is I want to play this link. I got it. You just drop it in the chat. So I want to play this so you guys can take. I think it's important when you got mainstream media doing stuff like this. It's really important to watch it because it shows like if mainstream's
a Western New York man,
then we all should be watching. So let's take a look at this real quick.
And who has ties to the Capitol riot was in a Lockport City court today.
The harassment charges he's facing have nothing to do with the Capitol riot, but for an incident at Lockport City Hall earlier this year. Channel 2's Dave McKinley has an update for us. Dave?
Mary Alice, these charges, which are violations legally akin to a traffic ticket, may not be tied to what happened at the Capitol, but the defendant here wonders if that has more to do with his being charged now. Dan Warmis is an auto mechanic from Alden, who is also a First Amendment auditor. These are folks who go around exercising their First Amendment right to take pictures and video from public places.
I want to interrupt real quickly. You absolutely right now know how this story is going to go when the mainstream guy says a First Amendment auditor is someone that goes around and holds government officials accountable. Because when you ever watch the mainstream media covering what we do, they say they're so-called auditors who like to get people upset and like to trigger Karens and they like getting assaulted. So you already know that this isn't going to go Lockport's way. Lockport's going to need a visit. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to play the rest of this video. I won't interrupt again. I know I always say that.
Sounds like a mass audit coming up.
I at least think that AFA and AEC meets AFAEC fam, and maybe we show up and we do a little filming. And I might do a records request tonight. So when they deny it, I can sue them and see if how many times they want to try violating people's rights. So let's jump back into this video. Lockport is fucking stupid. What a bunch of bitches.
Places and publicly accessible areas of public buildings, sometimes to the consternation of those working in them. His YouTube channel highlighting his activities auditing Erie County has nearly 80,000 subscribers. He'll tell you he doesn't do this for kicks, but for you and for everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, rights are like muscles. If you don't exercise them, you'll lose them. And it's a constitutionally protected activity to video record your public servants in the course of their duties.
It's a policy that we
First Amendment auditors are sometimes cited for violating building policies, many of which courts have determined themselves are unconstitutional. Sometimes they're trespassed or charged with crimes. In February, after an audit at the State Labor Department office in Lockport resulted in a police encounter, Warmus filed a FOIL request for their body cam footage. When it was denied, he went to Lockport City Hall to file an appeal, and he recorded it. 10 days later, a police report was generated, and Warmus was charged with harassment, something his lawyer says never should have happened.
He was courteous, he was polite, he did everything properly, and when he was done, he left.
For most, a charge that's not even a misdemeanor may not mean much, but for Warmus, it could be different. He was among those who entered the Capitol on January 6, 2021, for which he remains on probation, where any charge can be risky. We asked if he hadn't thought to curtail his activities until after his probationary period is over.
I mean, some people might feel that it's time to, yield to the government what they want, but, our founding fathers didn't yield.
We put the same question to his lawyer.
What I advise Mr. Warmus is to not violate any laws.
Federal prosecutors had once moved to have Warmus's auditing activities curtailed as part of his probation. A judge would not go for that, but did say he can't commit any violation of the law.
Now, guys, that's huge, and you really kind of have to be in this. I guess have a good understanding of this community. I had someone try and do that to me once, try and tell me I couldn't film, and I said, "Fuck you." And the judge said the same thing. That's what's setting the precedent here. So the judge is saying you can't curtail his First Amendment right despite him being on probation. However,
a federal judge here in the Western District of New York. So let me give you guys a little more background on that. When I went through the January 6th sentencing, they did a pre-sentencing report in Erie, Pennsylvania. Anybody who didn't see that video should check it out. They wrote on the police report that I was handcuffed and thrown in a jail cell because I was breaking into police cars. Then they released me because they checked their cameras and they realized, well, my camera was locked and they weren't deleting my footage, so they were screwed. So they ended up releasing me, and they wrote on the pre-sentencing report that I have a YouTube channel where I break into police cars. So when I got sentenced for the J6, I was told that by the federal judge in Washington that my part in January 6th was minimal. I wasn't going to get jail time. But since I have a YouTube channel where I break into police cars and continue to do the exact same thing as J6, meaning that a First Amendment audit is the same thing as a J6 insurrection. So according to that judge, he banned me from going to police department property for the 2 years I'm on probation. So if you guys have wondered why I haven't been to a police department to do an audit, believe me, I miss them as much as you guys do, because that's where the real tyrants are at. But so I'm not allowed on police department property. So when I got out of prison on the 15th of January, on the 17th, I was back at it, man. I was back out in the field. I went to the county attorney and Jeremy Toth's office, did a First Amendment audit there. The guy refused to make a photocopy of a FOIA request as a timestamp copy. Threw a huge fit. He ended up getting, 150,000 views on the video. They claim they shut their office down for a week from all the people who redressed their grievances to their government. They went back and tried to take me to the Western New York's federal judge and banned me from going to all public buildings, video recording any public servants or posting any videos on any social media or YouTube. The judge pretty much told him, I didn't see Mr. Warmus do anything wrong in this video. He seems to be a watchdog for the community, and it would be a violation of his First Amendment rights to keep him from doing First Amendment audits. So, I mean, I haven't really publicized that as much, but that's a huge win for the community if you can understand that a federal judge saying that a First Amendment audit is a constitutionally protected activity. If he tried to make it part of my condition on federal probation to ban me from doing First Amendment audits, it would violate my First Amendment rights. So I think that's huge. So
I mean, it's interesting, right? So a federal judge makes a very clear decision. He says that what you're doing is a constitutionally protected activity. And then some local yokels decide maybe the federal judge got it wrong. After I'm done dating my cousin, I think we'll lock him up. So, but you still, as of right now, you can't do police stations, which is shitty. And today, I didn't know if you knew because you are AEC. I am AEC fam. You've been a moderator and a friend for a little bit now. So we have a belated gift for you today.
What's that?
Yeah, why the fucking take so long? You're supposed to say, what's the gift? I'm so excited.
I'm waiting. I'm so excited. I'm like, well, I'm waiting. Then I was like,
everyone in the chat would like you in spirit. Like they really wish that you could be auditing the police station. So in lieu of you not being able to be there, I'm going to audit 4 police stations that you choose. I'm going to do it live stream so you can be in the chat and I can ask whatever questions you need to ask. And then I'm going to give those videos directly to you. So what I would like you to do is while we're doing this, unless you got 4 off the top of your head, come up with 4. I'll set a day aside where I go to New York and I'll do 4 police stations.
well, obviously Lockport. You got to come to Lockport.
I was going to say Lockport.
I'll join you in the city hall. I just can't go to the police station.
I'm not going to call it Lockport. I'm going to write Bitchport.
Cheektowaga Police Department's got that infamous sign hanging. Let me grab one example of one. And so I've taken 3 of these signs down in the area, but Cheektowaga Police has having a problem.
What do you show me? The Constitution? Oh, there you go.
Members of the public are prohibited to photograph in the office, the same ones they got in New York City and all that. So Cheektowaga is definitely crying for somebody to go in there and ask him what is prohibited by, because we know there's no law prohibiting filming in a police lobby open to the public.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Paul, right? Yeah, all right, so we got 2. So think of 2 more. I want some of the folks here to now watch some of his videos. Guys, one in the chat if you're subscribed to Auditing Erie County, not before we started the stream. If before we started the stream, were you subscribed to Auditing Erie County, put a 1. If you're not, put a 2. I'm going to jump into his video, which is really important because you're going to see. And I love this video because this cop comes out so gung-ho and he says, well, you're trespassed from here because it's basically like, you're being trespassed from a 7-Eleven. The other cop shows up and says, well, no, he's not trespassed. And then this cop tries to like logic it and say, oh, no, I wasn't saying that. I was saying it's like it could be like it's really funny. And like Dan never changes his voice, right? And it's just like he's got a hook and he's reeling these guys in, and every stupid thing they say, it's really interesting to just watch in front of your eyes. Oh my God, almost I don't think I saw 1, 2. One person at a 2. Perfect. So that's fucking awesome. Everyone knows who you are, which is great news. All right, so let's jump into Auditing Erie County's video. The first one I got up for you, we're only going to watch a couple minutes. Here we go. Lawsuit served. I'm going to start right about the 4-minute mark, play to about 10 minutes. Lockport denies body cam because it's for police only. I want you to see how the cops were, because this really kind of tells the tale. You have to watch the tale of what happens because it really lets you know how these fucking morons are behaving in fucking Lockport. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I'm not going to keep saying where it is. It's Lockport City Hall, Lockport, New York, and Lockport. And Lockport is where they suspend constitutional rights. But if you're in Lockport, New York, or you went to the Lockport, New York Google review site, or you really just typed in Lockport, or you went to the Lockport Facebook page, we really don't want to say Lockport too much. But especially if you guys are watching and you work at Lockport, then I'm talking about the place that you work, which is Lockport, where constitutional rights don't exist. In fact, Kim Jong-un Went to sandals.com to book a resort. Where'd he go? Lockport. Anyways, to the
As a
video.
matter
I
of
didn't
fact,
say
you guys
Lockport.
don't want to say Lockport too much because I believe we're petitioning to change the name to Lieport.
Oh, can we do Bitchport?
Because they seem to like to lie. If you see their sworn affidavits and the chief's sworn affidavits, it says it's a misdemeanor to lie on them reports, but they don't seem to care. They know they're not going to get prosecuted for all the lies they put. But I don't know what they're thinking lying on all these sworn affidavits. I video record everything. I mean, you can compare it to the video.
Well, shame on you.
Count the
Shame
lies.
on you. Because
Now,
listen,
can you imagine if I didn't video record what happened that day? They could just lie.
You'd be dead. Prison. Legitimately, I seriously think you'd be dead, or some harm would befall you. But you can't. I think it's really terrible that you, auditing Erie County, are being so mean to them. We should really take into consideration their medical issues. Thank you, Kentucky girl. They have some serious medical issues. They have liabetes, and they're liabetics in the 69th degree, and you should not liabetes shame. Guys, make sure you go watch this video. We're going to watch a few minutes of it. And subscribe to Auditing Erie County. And there's one thing I will not say until I'm done with this video. Lockport.
I think you guys are misinformed is the problem. Yeah, I think you guys are just misinformed, that's all.
And then that's very possible. So why don't you excuse me?
Mind if I take your photo?
I mean, it's your right to, but you know, if you take your phone out and take a photo during work, that your phone becomes foilable. Freedom of Information Law, New York State law, like while you're on duty, if you take your phone out, your personal phone.
Just for my bosses, and if the police ask, just in case, because they're being called right now, so they will be called.
I'm just saying,
So
if you take a picture with your personal phone while you're on the duty, your phone can become subject to FOIL in New York State, which is federal New York State law.
They can use my phone if something comes up like that. I understand. You mind if I take your photo?
No, go ahead.
Can I get clear access on your face?
You do whatever you want.
I'm covering my face with the camera on them.
Auditing Erie County is a fucking genius.
Thank you.
I thought it was pretty respectful that he asked, but
Yes, good citizen. I believe that was Lockport, but we can't say Lockport.
no, but I'm not trying to cause trouble or anything, but I'm explaining
All of
to
a
you.
sudden think she's
I
on
have
camera.
First
Watch her get
Amendment
a camera
freedom.
shot real quick.
You do, but it's not our policy. We don't make the rules. We just work here. So the policy is.
Well, policy is
just
probably
clear it through media.
policy probably requires for you because you work here.
It's just for.
You're
and
bound
to
by the
clear it.
policy, but I'm not.
Right, but we just have to clear it through that office. Just say you're here, what your purpose is, who you are,
And
then clear
and
it.
I
then we
and they
don't
probably
get
would
in
if I was needing to interview you.
Okay, so from the beginning, auditing Erie County, this man right here has never said that he works for himself. He always says he works for the people or we the people. And that woman works for you, the people. So I'm going to keep playing this, but in chat, you guys get to make the policies. That's how it fucking works, right? And Dan said it best that, he's not going to give in because the founding fathers didn't give in. We would not be. And I'll tell you one thing, more than anyone else,
freedom.
He takes this fucking seriously, right? And he's willing to go to federal prison and do all the shit that he's doing. He's not one of those guys that, gets 90% of good videos and then one tyrant cop comes around and he thinks he's going to jail, so he hands over the ID. That's not who this guy is. This guy is the real fucking deal, Holyfield. That's what he's fucking doing, and he's doing it for you. So don't ever fucking forget for a second that you fucking write these laws. You decide if these are fucking policies, because it's not them, the government, it's you, the fucking people. That's who Dan is representing. That's who AEC is fucking representing every time he hits the record button, every time he stands in front of court and refuses to take a deal or submits an appeal or subjugates himself to a loss of freedom. He's doing this for you. So make sure that when you're seeing this type of bullshit, remember that you have the right to redress your grievances, except if you're in Lockport, because you don't get to have grievances, because grievances are akin to harassment.
That's harassment.
You or someone in the back office and stuff.
Right, yeah,
I would probably have to clear that with that department, but just to come here and take photographs in the office about what's available.
I think it's great that you're going to get it out to the public.
Yeah, nobody needs
But we
to ask
just don't
permission
want-
for their First Amendment rights. You have to understand that, right?
I understand what you're saying, but I understand what we're told. That's all I know.
Yeah, and then
And I
it's
think
part
it's
of
great
part of
because
why
this
I'm here is
is
to help educate that.
Guys, real quick, I do want to explain that we cannot make fun of. Got it. Was that your screen or mine? We do not want to say anything mean about this lady right here. Okay. We don't want to say anything mean. We do not want to criticize her in the comment section. We do want to remember that as adorable and as beautiful as this face is, that she's a government employee and she deserves respect and to never be questioned. Okay. Oh, wait. You got it?
Where's that fly?
There, I got it. I got the fly. There's the bug.
Every member of the public has freedom of the press.
Look at her. She also didn't realize she's on camera. She's getting camera shy. She was on camera for 10 minutes and just realized it.
No, thank you. I don't wish to waive my Fourth Amendment right now.
Everyone check out Pigs Under Pressure, by the way. He just got screwed in court. He's out there fighting. Make sure you check him out. I've filmed with him before. He's a real deal. Check him out.
I wish to waive my Fourth Amendment right.
You don't want to give me your name?
No.
It's fine.
Are the police on the way here?
They've been called. That's all I know. Is that they've been called.
Because I pretty much finished my business here. Yeah, I don't know if
Are
I
you
got
done
this
with your business?
billboard here, but I don't want to run and leave if the police are coming. You know what I mean? Labor Department in the publicly accessible areas.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Just working on the story on the Labor Department in the publicly accessible areas.
Okay. So it sounds like they just don't want you here. It seems like you might be disrupting their workday.
I missed that part of the video. AEC, did you ever realize that they might not want you there?
It seems like they just don't want you here.
Okay, so guys, never mind. I changed my whole precipice here. I'm pivoting right now. This is clearly Dan's fault because by the way, I did a little creeping on the Facebook page because I'm such a fucking raging piece of shit. If you look at one of their newest posts, they welcome 3 new cops to the force, and this guy is one of them. And he has he doesn't have like a Purple Heart or like a Valiant Award or anything like that. He was voted in his kindergarten yearbook to be most likely to fucking rage eat a box of fucking crayons. But we're about to see why AEC is such a dickhead. So let me shut up and we'll let Brilliance speak.
I'm not trying to disrupt anybody. Can I get your name is Mayo? Mayo. You got a badge number?
17.
All right, thank you. No, I'm not disrupting. I'm just silently filming.
Okay, well, if they don't want you here,
So it's not really how that's not how trespass law works in public.
well, if they want you removed from the property, they can have. It's just like say you were in 7-Eleven or whatever.
No. 7-Eleven is not public. 7-Eleven is a private business.
Correct.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Good. So, if they don't want you here, what is the reason that you want to stay?
Well, what is the reason they want me to leave?
Do you see this face right here? I think, to be honest with you, that this cop asked a great question. You're in a public place and they don't want you here. And what is your reason to stay? like what
Why do they want me to leave? Is this something I'm holding?
No, sir, I don't know if you knew this, but that's illegal. Well, it's not illegal. It's just I feel harassed right now. Oh my God, I can have him jailed right this fucking second because I feel uncomfortable. This is guys, like if I'm only gonna play a couple minutes each video like this. So my favorites right now of the Lockport series are this one. And then also the retaliation arrest starting about 17 minutes into the lying Lockport's chief one. That's really good because normally government officials make you work for it, right? Lockport doesn't make you work for this at all. Like they literally do the wrong thing so blatantly that it's really actually fun to see that like people like this can actually get paid with your tax dollars. If you are watching in the comment section, I can't say where this is right now because it's a name we do not mention, Lockport. So Bitchport. So let's continue. This is AEC.
This is a real question because this is publicly accessible. It's open to the public, and I'm just here in public.
I understand that. I don't. Did you ask them why they wanted you to leave?
Well, I think they want me to leave because I'm filming.
Okay.
I think they got the policy. There can't be a policy that trumps the United States Constitution and freedom of the press. You guys understand that.
Okay. So,
and trespassing from public is not the same as trespassing from 7-Eleven. That's private property. If they wanted private property, I'd have to leave. But this is public, open to the public. Them asking me to leave, or you trying to trespass me, trespassing in public is a secondary crime.
Who said trespass?
I was just bringing up.
Yeah, trespass in public is a secondary crime. I would have to break a law for you guys to trespass.
So guys, a lot of you might not be able to see it, but folks for like myself and AEC, or those of you at home that have been watching this for a long time, this is a brilliant fucking moment. Normally one cop knows exactly what's going on with his partner. Look at the look on the cop in black's face. So cop in gray just shows up. Cop in black is saying that filming in public is illegal and he needs to leave. Why should he even be there? Because filming in a government facility is the same as filming a 7-Eleven. So now he needs to be trespassed. So now AEC brings in trespass. The gray cop even knows, and he's a fucking liar in the fucking 89th degree. But even he says, well, who's talking about trespass? And then the look of fucking absolute brilliant stupidity comes over this guy's face, where now he's going to try and explain his way out of the fact that he just tried to lie. So now watch this fucking moron. Well, guys, what does that say? Can you lean a little closer? I can't. It says.
Was that writing?
It says, I don't speak English. What does that say, guys, in the chat? I'm not going to say what it says. I don't know what it says.
I don't know how to read.
Oh, the cat said it. Lockport. Okay, that makes sense.
Pass me from this publicly accessible area, and filming is not a crime, and being in public is not a crime. So I'm just going to finish up a few more photos, and I'm probably on my way. I got no reason to. I'm not causing a disturbance. I'm not trying to collect anybody's personal information doing their work here, and I'm not, asking these guys to take time from their day to help me. I'm just taking some photographs here, and I think that they're confused as that they can ask somebody to leave public without committing a crime.
Well, I don't think that's their concern. I think it's just unusual. That's all.
Yeah.
They probably don't get that every day.
No.
And I know that you're probably here doing a piece for yourself just to kind of prove a point, which is fine.
I'm just here to exercise my rights as freedom of the press, and at the end of the day, get some of the information here out.
It's just unusual for someone to come in.
First Amendment right to at this point, so I can't give out too many specifics, but yeah, I do publish. This is for publication.
Okay. That makes sense.
So.
Yeah, but by the sounds of it, seems like, well, it is kind of abnormal, like to have someone come in and just film the area, and I'm sure.
This cop thinks filming is abnormal. You know what's abnormal? The fact that this cop's mother didn't decide that swallowing was a viable option. That's what's fucking abnormal to me. Like, there were many other options, like, and she made the wrong fucking one. That, at least that's what someone just wrote me in an email. But to continue, let's watch his.
Is abnormal a misdemeanor or a felony? I can't figure out. Is this guy feelings enforcement?
Yes, he is. He's butthole enforcement. But what I think is great is that he has 2 brain cells, and now auditing Erie County is going to make them fight each other.
I'm sure they're probably not used to it.
I mean, if I was just standing there filming the lady, obnoxiously, maybe it might seem a little unpeculiar, but I was just taking pictures of what's available here.
Right.
And they called the police on me, which is, there's no crime. There's no need for you guys to even be here, really.
I understand that. I don't know their policy. Like he said, we don't work for them, so I don't really know what the.
They said that there's a policy as far as if I needed to interview somebody here, you probably have to set that up with their PI guy, public information guy. But no, I don't need any of that. I'm just, here to, silently not interrupt nobody, and
So what is it left? What left do you have to do exactly?
just to make sure there's no problems here. I wasn't gonna leave before.
So is it me, or is it like, here's what this is like. It's like watching Randy Moss in his prime, like just shit on some kid in Pop Warner. Like, this cop can't even formulate like sentences. He's like, what left you got do left was right for do. And then auditing Erie County.
That's
like,
what 6 months in an academy gets you guys. That's what 6 months of training buys you.
Like, what did you feel like?
My barber took more 2 years to get this haircut, on the street. But
what did so you're talking to this fucking idiot? What did it like? How did you conceal that? Because I know you. I know that like internally you must have been suppressing the laughter.
I mean, sometimes it's very hard to hold back laughter when cops are just, like, you almost want to throw them a bone and be like, yo, man, you're going to look really dumb on the internet if you don't just cut it out. And, but I mean, by now, I've been doing this in this area for 3 years. But you think by 3 years, these police departments would take training on, like the Constitution, simple trespassing. I mean, but
I don't hide it.
What it is.
Anymore.
I don't know
when
what
they say something fucking stupid, and it's like that stupid.
Yesterday, they call the like cop says, unfortunately, he literally says in the same 5-minute segment, this video is going to end up on YouTube. Unfortunately, he has a First Amendment right. Like, you can't make it up. But like, how dumb are you to just admit to the lady that this video, he's even talking about his own body camera footage. Video is going to end up on YouTube eventually. But, and then in the next sentence, he's saying, he's a sovereign citizen, and like, how dumb are they that they don't realize that the things they say are going to be seen by the public? Do they not understand like how?
Well, what's worse? What's worse? What's worse? The court of the criminal court, the court of public opinion. Because in the criminal court, you could be sentenced, appeal, and win. These fucking assholes, like this fucking dip nugget, this fuck nugget, and this fuck knuckle in the first degree, was just sentenced without any ability to appeal to a lifetime on fucking YouTube, right? Like, his girlfriend is watching this right now, and the only thing she's thinking is, I can't believe I had sex with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, what a fucking asshole. This guy's... okay, never mind. I didn't say that. I'm going to go back to the video, play another minute.
I didn't laugh at that either. I didn't laugh at
No,
that.
no, he didn't laugh. This isn't Lockport.
I had something in my eye.
Before you guys came, because I don't want you guys, out looking for me while I'm running away from, I'm not, breaking any law. That's all.
Well, I mean, if you want to complete
I'm pretty much finished here. I'll probably be done as soon as you guys are.
Okay, so it sounds like as soon as he comes out.
Yeah, as soon as we get to the bottom of it. As long as we get to the bottom of it, you guys can't trespass somebody from public. Like,
no, I understand. I was just kind of putting it in like different terms. Like, say this was a private business and they didn't want you here, it would be like somewhat kind of like.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, if I was in a private place.
So this is the two brain cells
right there. Oh, I was just imagining this is a 7-11.
He did. He went from
thinking about Red Bull at the moment. He's just like, I need a Red Bull.
Guys, there's a fucking scene in Yes Man with Jim Carrey where he needs a fucking Red Bull. He's like, Red Bull, Red Bull. That's like this fucking cop. Now look where he started 5 minutes ago, where he was saying, oh, you can't film in here. And, if they ask you to leave, it's like being trespassed from a 7-Eleven. And now he flipped the script, but then immediately reverted back. So he went from saying illegal to film in here, you're trespassing, it's the same as being asked to leave a 7-Eleven, to now saying, oh, no, I get you can film in here, you're not doing anything wrong. I was just giving the 7-Eleven example because it's kind of like that if they ask you to leave. This guy's his brain is a pinball machine of idiocy. He went from it's illegal to it's definitely not illegal to it might just be illegal. This guy's the dumbest fucking idiot on the internet right now. This fucking face. And look at the guy behind him, like standing in front of the American flag. These two fuck knuckles in all their glory. Lockport, United States. Like, I guarantee you, like, world leaders in other countries that don't think very highly of the United States, this is their version of Saturday Night Live. Auditing Erie County is what they tune into instead of Saturday Night Live, to watch these people act like fucking idiots. Thank you, YouTube Trends. 41 months, remember, for 41 months. Let's jump to the other video. And I want you guys to check out all these ones. What I want to go to is retaliation arrest. This one I want to jump to right now. And then we're going to jump into the lies video real quick because it's just, I mean, like, I'm very angered by all this, but I also think it's like extremely funny because
that guy,
like, they get paid.
That security guard in that last video, there he is on the screen right there. What do you guys think?
Well, let me put you up. Hold on.
What do you guys think? Is that him?
Yeah, that's him. He's the kid that was on like the Welch's grape commercial. Like, Welch's, the 100% let me take your picture. I think I got this time stamped right. Let's check this out. So, by the way, now we're going to see the harassment. And if you're just tuning in, auditing Erie County has his rights violated. The chief lies, doesn't turn over evidence that's protected by FOIL or FOIA, wherever you're at, however you look at it or whatever you call it. He sues. Auditing Erie County wins. There's sanctions placed on the city. And what Auditing Erie County did was leave everyone else set up for success. So they can't fucking do the shit to anyone else that they did to him. So now he's going to file a lawsuit. And the clerks that get served the lawsuit say that the lawsuit and the camera made them uncomfortable. So the police charged him with harassment.
Previous video, body camera footage is only for police viewing, not the public. We filed a lawsuit against the city of Lockport, and 10 days later, they went ahead and filed harassment charges against me, fam. In retaliation for filing a lawsuit, they went ahead and filed 4 counts of harassment for exercising a constitutional right for simply filming in public. Just when you thought the city of Lockport couldn't be any more corrupt, they go ahead and pull this little stunt. But I'm not the only one they've caught the attention of. They've caught the attention of the mainstream media as well.
A Lockport City court today.
For law enforcement purpose. Even though they're public. To this video, and bam, they went ahead
Be tied to
violation. Asking for
I'm the supervisor.
So thank you, Laura. What I want to do is I want to pull up the fucking actual. Oh, did I just remove it? Where's the one where they get served with the lawsuit?
Because
I want to show people
more towards the end of this video.
Okay, because I want to show like, so I guess you could say like anything is harassment, but I want to show you.
It's probably not in this video. This is the video with, well, we passed this isn't the actual video.
Yeah, we want to do the lawsuit served one, the one that I just had up. I really want to go over that part because I want you guys to see like what they're considering, even though they admitted that it was just the camera that is harassment. Is it retaliation arrest for filing lawsuit?
I think that's the one you were just watching.
Let me go.
Lawsuit served. Lawsuit served has got it.
Lawsuit served. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Lawsuit served. Okay, so
no, you probably want to go towards the end there, right there.
Okay, perfect. Let's check
this
out.
I
want you guys to see
into the clerk's office. This is what they consider harassment in Lockport. This is the footage.
Oh, it's not playing. Hold on. Whoops, sorry.
How you guys doing? Is Sarah here?
Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh no, this is the appeal. It's gonna be further in the video.
Sarah, yeah, I'm here to appeal the denied full request.
Are you familiar with the appeal?
Right there.
It is just for them. But we're gonna go ahead and get in here to the clerk's office. We got a process server down
here. All right, guys,
today.
watch the worst case of harassment you've ever seen.
City.
Just keep an eye on this. This is what harassment is.
Hello.
How you doing? No, I'm not. I don't need any help at this time.
You don't need anything?
No.
Okay. Did you need something?
You guys go ahead.
Well, I don't want to be recorded. Can you just go down the house so I can help them?
I'm just here to. I'm here to observe the city being sued. That's all.
I know, but the customers don't want to come to the counter because you're here.
I don't want to be recorded.
Wait, is she harassing me? I think she's harassing me, guys. She's trying to set her phone on the counter to harass the process server as well, I think.
Here's what I'm going to do. So in her official capacity, she just created a public record. So I need a copy of that. And here's what I don't want to do. In fact, I command. I insist, and actually, fuck that. Belay that. Nay, strike that. I demand none of you fill out a records request for that also. Do not fill out a records request for the cell phone and video footage. In fact, when I write it, and none of you should do the same thing, how Miss Stoddard used a personal device to record another person while on the clock, in the midst, during, and while in the capacity of her public and official duties. I'm requesting any video or photographic evidence that may be in that phone that is pertinent to my FOIL request, and any destruction of that property can be considered a violation of FOIA or FOIL, is what I'm going to write. None of you should write that.
I hate to interrupt you, but I did file a FOIL request for that, and she never hit the record button, is what they said.
Yeah, I don't.
She was standing there with her phone like this for over 25 seconds, going like this. But she, within that 25 seconds of going like this, she didn't realize she never hit the record button. Her phone wasn't working.
You know what makes sense to me? If someone is in your face and you're about to get punched in the face, and then that person oh, there we go. Yeah, but there we go. So you're in a fight and someone puts their hands up like this. I put my hands up like this, and more like this, but AEC winds up with a black eye. And the police in Lockport come to me and they say, Josh, you punched AEC in the face. I'm going to say, no, I didn't. I never pulled the trigger. I had the guns up, didn't pull the trigger, didn't fire the left or the right. And the Lockport police would, of course, believe that. But I'm still going to file the records request anyways, give them some salary to work for.
She probably tried to put her phone down there to record the process serving. Uh-oh, what is that?
She'll be right with you. Can I help you?
Okay, we're get our marriage license.
Don't look so nervous. Hi, Sarah Alonso. My name's Samantha. I'm a process server. I'm just here to serve you with a lawsuit. I think that's it. It's Elliot Emsville. Yep. Thank you. Have a good one. You too.
What the heck? Does that say Lockport on the screen?
So, guys, it does not say Lockport on the scene, but as you've seen, the most incredible and clear-cut case of harassment on the internet right now. And I can tell you that as of this moment, I'm going to have to terminate my friendship with AEC. I'm no longer AEC fam. I'm seeking to be liberated. What's that word called when a teenager wants to be separated from their parents and be on their own? I want to be emancipated from AEC fam, because this man walks. Wait, you actually didn't say anything at all, which makes it really hard to even play devil's advocate. I can't even devil's advocate this shit right now because he literally.
No, I don't need any help at this time. I'm just here to view the city for being served. That was too much.
Oh my god, guys, this is fucking nuts. So what I want to show you, and here's the next video that I want you to actually. I'm going to stop the screen share because I want to bring this one up. So here's what we're going to do, okay? And I would like every single person here to go to what I think is the most important video. Now, you guys are probably going to disagree because seeing him peacefully protest and educate and engage in his First Amendment rights and be like openly retaliated against for it. Like Lockport, New York has criminalized the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, the building block on every freedom, regardless of what fence you sit on. You're a super fucking pro police or you're not. They've destroyed the United States Constitution. You think that would be the most important? I disagree. I got to watch, I think, to about the 16-minute mark. This video is, I think, right now, easily one of the best on his channel. It's called Lying Lockport's Chief of Lies, Sworn Affidavit, Chief Liar Stephen Abbott. Wait until you see what happens in this video. Guys, if you haven't watched this, as soon as this live stream is done, please go watch that video right now. It should be the very next thing. In fact, I'm tracking the views on this video. It's got, let's see, where are we at with views? 52,000 views three weeks ago. We got to bump that up to 53,000 at least in the next hour or so, because that video is the best out there, because it shows just how depraved this police department is. I'm going to give AEC the floor for a second here before I let him go, and then speak to you guys for a quick second before I have to go, because I got something I got to do with the family. Thank you very much, 702. Appreciate that. But I laugh through all this, and I do want people to understand that this man right here has, like, you talk about the greats in this community. Think of the names you throw out there, right? You just freely, James Freeman, he's a very good friend of mine, right? Awesome guy. Sam Joaquin, and, you throw those like big names out there, and they are great. But, then you look at the people like Gavin Syme, Liberty Speaker, the first person to really get out there over 12 years ago, start writing cops tickets. Joshua Martinez, right now, who's on federal and state probation with a state and federal ankle monitor on each fucking ankle, living off the grid, not allowed to be on the fucking internet simply because he exposed corrupt police being corrupt. Gavin Syme literally sought political asylum and moved to Mexico. I can't even hold a candle to folks like auditing Erie County. They are out there doing the real work for you. And as much as we laugh and try and make fun of this to make it a little bit easier to watch, we have to remember at the end of the day that a very high fucking price was paid for us to live in this country and for us to breathe so-called free air and engage in our elected democracy. And then you look at what it's supposed to be, and then you look at what it is. Like 300 years ago, the Constitution meant something. They were willing to die for that fucking shit because they had nothing to lose. And now everyone thinks the opposite.
Well,
they have
those founding fathers had a lot to lose. I mean, let's give credit to those founding fathers. I mean, they revolted over a 2% tax. Kick the British out of this country. I mean,
2% fucking tea tax.
Just think about what you are paying in taxes. What do you have? 50 to 70%, somewhere in between. By the time you're done with 30% right off your income, you got sales tax, property tax, school tax. I mean, and to say that these founding fathers had nothing to lose, they had a lot to lose. They lost their families, they lost their farms, their plantations, their stores.
What I mean is they had nothing to lose, because you take their freedom, what else is there? There's fucking death. Right. There was literally liberty or death. They had nothing to lose. They were literally ready to die right then for the principles that they thought would be important for their self and their prosperity. And now when people come,
they sacrificed. I'm willing to sacrifice it all to make this country and make this world a better place for the younger generation.
Well, let's talk about sacrifice. Give me a roundabout number. Just guesstimate. How much have you spent in attorney's fees?
Just this year alone?
No. So I mean, in totality of your activism mixed with J6, everything from when you picked up a camera till right this second, just guesstimate how much money you've spent.
Maybe like 35,000.
35,000. How much time have you spent incarcerated?
20,000 this year alone.
How many times have you been? How many days have you been incarcerated?
I just did 45 days. That's the first time and only time I've ever been to a prison. They put me in a federal prison in Lisbon, Ohio. for taking pictures of police cars. They wrote in the sentencing report that I have a YouTube channel where I break into police cars. Anybody who knows or seen my channel, and I know all yous in the chat hit all that ones, you all seen it, you all know me. I'm one of the more respectful auditors out there because I understand that at some point I'm going to be sitting in front of a judge and I need their respect as much as possible. But, you know, I did 45 days in prison for breaking into police cars and posting it on YouTube.
So
but no
those
charges, never been charged for it. So I mean, like, I'm like really, really good at breaking into police cars and posting videos. I'm so good at it that they still haven't caught up to charge me with it
Shut
yet.
the fuck up, man. You're
Dude,
like way too much.
I am so fucking good at breaking into police cars and getting in there, video recording at me doing it and posting it on the internet. They still can't prosecute me for breaking into those police cars.
Guys,
but the federal judge in DC can sentence me to, 45 days for it, for something else.
This fucking asshole calls me, and like the conversations that we fucking have, it's fucking hysterical. Like you really like you see the personality on YouTube, and a lot of people have this like persona that is like their YouTube persona and then personal persona, and exactly what you see is what you fucking get. And just with the first two questions, how much you spent in attorneys, how much time you spent in jail, 30,000, 20 just this year alone, 45 days in jail. I mean, that's equivalent to over $50,000. And this guy, when I spoke to him earlier, was at his day job working. Like, I don't work another job. This is my job, right? And it's also my passion. Okay. I never thought I used to be homeless, living under bridges. I never thought I could even fucking do this. But this guy is doing a day job and then separately doing his passion for one fucking reason. So there can be accountability. So that sacrifice wasn't made in fucking vain. You're looking at what normal America looks like. If this can fucking happen to him, it could happen to any of you. And that's the fucking difference. We need to take his fucking back. We need to stand behind him, stand next to him, stand with him, and let places like Lockport know that they ain't going to get away with this shit. He's doing a live stream right now, and he's at his fucking garage. Like, that's what this is fucking about.
My ass all day.
He's got
holding government accountable is a part-time job on the side, you know?
And you know what? I got to say something. For 4 years, I've never done another job but this. I have 146,000 subscribers. I spent about 17 months in state prison. So I probably would maybe chalk it up to around 225,000 is what I probably would have had with that lost time. But right now, 146,000, and this is my full-time job. This is what he's doing on the side when he has a full-time job at 80,000 plus subscribers, and he's doing it for one reason, for you. So you know what? You don't subscribe to him, shame on you, because you're part of the fucking problem. And I don't care who unsubscribes when I say that shit, because till the day I drop, I got 146,000 subs, and I'm still out there filming every single fucking day till the fucking wheels fall off, because folks like auditing Erie County have to worry about how their actual job to support their family is going to make it through and survive to the next day, because they had the fucking gall to go out and film a public building. That's fucking insane. That is the antithesis of what fucking freedom is. But that is what freedom was. Freedom is a fucking past tense. We're not even making a fucking dent. The only reason we're keeping status quo and trying to get ahead of the game is because of folks like fucking this. So
I'll tell you, if I wanted to, 200, 300,000 subscribers and then live well on, YouTube money, you know what I would do? I'd go to Home Depot and throw a bucket over people's head and make joke videos, because, that's how you get clicks and views. But out there acting professionally and doing the audits the right way is for accountability. It's never been about the money. It's never been about fame. If I could have kept my name out of it, I could. But once you start filing a lawsuit, you become a public record, a public figure.
So I got to get the fuck out of here. Before I go, for the folks that are watching, actually, I'm going to rephrase the question. For any citizens of Lockport, not employees, for any citizens or for anyone that might be watching, that might be now up to date with your case, that are just getting a grasp on this, what do you say to them?
I'll tell you, it's going to be tough for them to prosecute me for harassment, because the statute of harassment says that I was in that office for no legitimate reason to alarm and annoy. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be awful hard for them to say that I had no legitimate purpose after the judge said, hey, He was right. Lockport, you were wrong. Pay his attorney fees. So it's going to be an interesting, court thing. But I'll tell you what, it's anybody in the area that wants to come down. The next court appearance is on the 30th of November. The court is open to the public. Come on down, sit in the courtroom, and watch the
when is it?
shenanigans go down.
What's the date?
The next date is November 30th.
I'll be there. You got my word. I'll be there.
Gotcha.
Guys, I actually checked myself during the stream. I did some people that fucked with me have recently been arrested, police impersonators and shit, and I said that's another win for AFA and the AFA family. The one thing I've never seen from auditing Erie County is where he says another win for auditing Erie County or another win for my channel. Whenever he refers to holding these people accountable and there being actual recourse to their actions, the only people he ever says he does it for are we the people. And the moment that we fucking forget who we serve as a fucking community, when we go out there with a camera and we start fighting, that's exactly who we do it for. So make sure you go subscribe to Auditing Erie County. I'm going to let you go have a few words with these guys before I do, but seriously, November 30th, I'll fucking be there. I'll touch base with you offline. And if you guys haven't, subscribe to him. It really helps. Go find the watch all the videos, but go find the Lockport videos, help the algorithm, because it only takes 400 of you, 500 of you at this point. I think at one point in the chat, we had 620 people leave here and they all watch the same video. The algorithm is going to pick that video up and they're going to keep pushing it. And every single eye that we can get on auditing Erie County's case is an extra eye that the government didn't want watching. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's a watchdog. He's out there watching, but he can't have his eyes everywhere. It's our time to have his back, so make sure you subscribe. Bro, thank you. And I wanted to say kindly, go fuck yourself. Go Pats. Hashtag Patriots Nation.
The cheaters, huh?
Listen, the flake gate was not a real thing. I told you this off screen. No, guys, you don't believe a word that he's saying, okay? Josh Allen, first of all,
it was a police cover-up.
Josh Allen has a vagina, which is fine, but he does. He told me on the phone. He didn't actually say that, so I'm releasing myself from any liability or slander, defamation. But the police actually didn't want eyes on them for all the wrongdoing they were doing, so they went. The NYPD didn't want people filming in the police station. They went and deflated all those balls. You believe that? I do. All right,
were they filling it with as much hot air as that line?
Dude, I'm full of more shit than a colostomy bag. But we love you, man. Thank you for being up here. Keep up the good fight, and I'll chat with you on the back end. Did he freeze? Is he fucking with me?
No, I'm not frozen.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. I'm going to drop you, and I'll chat with you later.
All right. Later.
Guys, True Fucking American is auditing Erie County. And just a great dude. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to have to mute it afterwards. Had my wedding to Bananarana, which was an extravagant affair. It was beautiful. Very, very close. A very, very small gathering there. And it was beautiful. All the people that we wanted there were there. So what is this? So what I want to do is, by the way, if you'd like to send birthday gifts, if you'd like to send wedding gifts, you got the donation links there. They're posting them up there. But I want to share something personal with the folks that haven't, that were not able to come. Let me pull this up here. So as you guys know, I like to share a personal part of myself. There used to be a time where I lived under a bridge. I didn't have anything. By choice, I was addicted to drugs and I made awful decisions. I found something in activism where I found that in myself, and then I found that with all of you there. I've made some excellent friends. And my mother has had my back from day one. You've seen a lot of the wedding pictures on my community post. I filmed this video for my mom. I know if she's out there watching, with the help of Bananarana. We got married. So appreciate everyone that was there. Yeah, easy. I'm going to share this with you. It's going to get hit for copyright, but I don't give a fuck. I don't make any money on these. And after that, we're going to go over all the super chats and we're going to shut this thing down. This is a video I did for my mom. I don't claim to be a singer. I just wanted to do something special for my mom. My dad passed away a couple years ago, and I wanted to let her know that on this day, I didn't have any family there. It was all just a very close affair, just really a lot of friends and the people that matter most. And I made this for her. And yeah, guys, take a look. Enjoy. And in case you guys missed the actual nuptials, I'm going to go over the screen, the super chats. That's it. AFA and Bananarana. It's because of you guys that I'm here. There are some people in the chat that were there. Notable names that you might know from the wedding party. My best man was Denver Metro Audits. Our officiant and groomsman was Leroy Truth from Leroy Truth Investigations, YouTube Turns, and the wonderful TD3. On the ladies' side of things, Elle Bell was the matron of honor. We had News Now 702, Jody Who, someone else was in there. It was absolutely wonderful. And it was a day that I won't ever forget, that frankly, I do not deserve. I came from the very worst place to be here right now. I got a house, I got a plaque, I got a wife, and I got a family in here right now that's absolutely beautiful. And 702, and you was there also, as like kind of like co-matron, like just killing it. And then we had some other names, like Hippie was at the wedding, John Danicola. This whole, I'm like frazzled right now. But yeah, so it was fucking awesome. And 702 came. Oh, D Johns was there. 702 stayed at our house. She came out here a couple days early. This was an affair to remember. And when I was sleeping under that bridge with absolutely nothing, I never thought that I would have any of this. And I have all of this because of you folks. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Okay, what's that, Maurice? That's an inside joke. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. But that's what this community is. We give each other the ability to believe in the unbelievable and to make the impossible possible. The same thing that auditing Erie County is trying to do now. And we owe it to each other to make sure that we all have each other's back. Banana Anna for $1.99. Happy birthday. I love you. It's my birthday October 15th. Wedding October 15th. Birthday October 19th. It was a fucking extravaganza, is what it was. Joey for $1.99. Happy birthday. I love what you do, from Mitchell, Indiana. Thank you. Orion's Child. We the people will not comply to tyrants. That's right. Good Citizen, love Good Citizen for $9.99. Also responded to your super thanks and thank you. Paul Wright, a member for 6 months. Awesome streams. Thank you. Happy to be here and be able to give you some joy and some information in your day. Banana Anna, member for 27 months. 27-month member. 2 years GF, 1 year fiance, and 2-week wifey. I love y'all. Just thought you should know. Kentucky Girl, a member for 5 months. Should be 6 months, but happy to be here. I don't care what the number says on the screen. You're a lifelong member. Good Citizen for $9.99. Real friggin' deal, holy AFA. Thank you so much. YouTube Turns, member for 41 months. Buffering in Idaho. No, you're buffering in Idaho. You shut up, old man. He was in my wedding party. He also gave Banana Anna away. And I really like to fuck with that man. In fact, wait. So guys, just so you know, fun, quick little story is that he hates the Village People, especially YMCA. So he entered to the wedding when the DJ introduced the wedding party. He entered to this really like kick-ass song, really pump you up, and he's halfway through walking down the aisle feeling really good, and then YMCA comes on over the speakers. If everyone in the chat could show him some support and type YMCA in the comments, we'd appreciate it. I know he won't, but that's about us. Laura George, $5 super sticker. Thank you, Laura. 702 and you, member for 14 months. Happy birthday to my best friend AFA. Thank you so much for being there. And you know what? Always love for my friend and family 702 and you. Too Fast says AEC, much love and respect. You know that AEC is the man. YouTube Turns, $50. Much love for the Abrams family. Gotta tell you, I got a DoorDash order. I ordered some DoorDash, and it used to say Anna with her last name, her other last name. And then today I realized it said Anna A. And like I'm still going through it. 702 and you, $9.99. Happy birthday. Love you both. And last but certainly not least, Marcy Fox for $2. Love, congrats, you crazy kids. We the people. And before I can leave, Siegfried came in and hit me with a $5. Let me go back here. Why isn't Siegfried's coming in? There you go. Talk to Long Island auditors about his experiences attempting to audit New York City police precincts. Important prior to your own attempts. Long Island Audits is actually a buddy of mine. Great fucking dude. So we do speak any information that he has. He's real good. One of those real dudes. One of the real ones that'll reach out to you, call you, answer all your phone calls, and just chat. And Long Island is a fucking good dude. I know a lot of people gave him shit, but that dude will answer any single phone call I had. I remember one time he called me back. He's like, I'm sorry I didn't answer your call. I was arrested. I just got out. I was like, dude, call your wife. He's a fucking awesome guy. So, but, you know, I appreciate y'all. Anyways, I got to go. I got some shit to do. He's been auditing Erie County. You've been awesome. I've been AFA. And that's the motherfucking reason I stopped you today. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay free.